Hello, this is Mrs. Mills, your instructor for English 111, and I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about Module 3. And right here, I have my assignment calendar, and as you've noted by now, the assignment calendar is an intricate part of this class, so please make sure you're checking your assignment calendar daily, and also you're checking your announcements daily. Now, you should get emails, because Moodle sends you an email every time I post an announcement, so make sure that you're checking your email, your student account every day. All right, so just a couple things, and then I wanted to go through the pre-writing assignment, which is a prominent factor in Module 3, okay? So there's 2 forums this week, and there's a couple quizzes, and then there's the pre-writing assignment. So let me grab my board and re-emphasize this. All right, for Module 3, one huge component is pre-writing and brainstorming, and it's called the pre-writing assignment on your calendar. All right, pre-writing and brainstorming will never go away in this course, so we're going to do a nice practice with it through this assignment. Pre-writing and brainstorming is very, very important, and you learned about it when you read the crummy first draft in your textbook. There are also 2 quizzes. There's a grammar quiz, and it's called the descriptive writing quiz, which you're going to read some in your textbook and then take a quiz on that, just like you've been doing the last 2 modules. And then, of course, there are 2 forums, which kind of introduce us to introductions and conclusions and description. All right. The 2 forums are very, very important, and I'm going to backtrack my way here on this calendar. The 2 forums, one is on descriptive writing, and the other one is dealing with introductions and conclusions. Again, as you can see, the structure of this course, we haven't really written any essays yet, and we won't get to essays until, let me check my calendar here, until Module 5 or Week 5. So Modules 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're prep for the essays. Okay, so we've been covering thesis statements, intros and conclusions, description, pre-writing, peer review, all that good stuff. So everything that we're doing now, you're going to implement into your essays. And 2 things that you're going to implement into your essays later on when we get to the essays are pre-writing, description, and introductions and conclusions. So on those 2 forums with description and intros and conclusions, please make sure that you read all the directions, you take your time, you write on a college level, and fully get your point across, and make sure that the exercise in the forum is executed correctly, okay? Also with description, it's another word for elaboration, describe, detail, elaborate, and again, that's what you're going to do in your essays. For your 2 forums, you will be placed into groups again, as you can see on your Moodle shell, your Moodle course. And again, please stay within your groups. I'm doing the best I can to put you guys with different people throughout the course so you can talk to each other. But in my experience with online work, the forums work a lot better when you're with smaller groups, so you're not overwhelmed and you think you have to reply to everybody. So when you're with a smaller group, it's a little bit more effective, so you can kind of stick with those people for this particular forum. Remember, for the forums, even though you're in groups, you can read other people's responses within the class as a whole. So, go ahead and read other people's initial posts and responses of classmates and all that good stuff. But again, don't copy and paste anybody else's response into your own, okay? Of course, that's cheating, plagiarism, and you cannot do that, okay? So again, your 2 forums, read all those directions, and have a good time discussing, answering questions, asking questions, and again, the forums revolve around the inquiry questions. Please make sure that you're asking your classmates questions, different types of open-ended questions, and make sure that you answer any questions that are directed towards you. That's how we discuss when we're not in a traditional classroom, okay? So it's a really good outlet to communicate with each other with inquiry questions or open-ended questions, debatable questions, all right? Now, I want to take a look at the pre-writing assignment. So what I've done is I've printed off the pre-writing assignment. This is a Microsoft Word document, and when you complete the pre-writing assignment, or when you are in the process of completing the pre-writing assignment, I really need you to follow all the directions, okay? This pre-writing assignment is vital to the class. You are going to plan and pre-write assignments for each essay, okay? I lost my book. Let me get my book really quick. Okay, sorry about that. Had to grab my book. I used it this morning, so I had to get it. This pre-writing assignment also piggybacks off of the piece that you read at the beginning of the class called The Crummy First Draft. Okay? Oopsie. There we go. Remember, I had you read this in Module 1 because it is an intricate part and it's kind of the theme of English 111. Remember, you're not going to write pristine, perfect drafts and essays the first time around. You know, as Lamont says on page 188, and I have it nice and highlighted here, almost all good writing begins with terrible first efforts. You need to start somewhere. Start by getting something, anything down on paper. And she's exactly right, and that's what we're going to practice with this pre-writing assignment. Remember, your first draft, it's messy, it's incoherent, it's probably a lot of trash if you come to think about it, but the beauty of pre-writing and brainstorming is to get anything down out of your head. Take what's out of your head and get it down on paper. And again, you might find a wonderful idea in 2 to 3 pages. You might trash some of the pages, you know, kind of forget about it. You're going to turn in all your planning assignments with your final essays. But with your pre-writing and brainstorming, you might find that most of it you're not going to use, but you might find 1 or 2 great sentences to get you started in completing the final product. And that's what we're going to do, okay? So you have, and I'm going to look at the paper here, so if you need to pause the video and go get the paper or print out the paper, I'm just going to kind of go through it with you, and then you're going to be on your own. And again, you can watch this video as many times as you want. So if you need to pause and go get the paper, great. You can pause me, and we're going to go over the pre-writing assignment, all right? Pause. Okay, we're back. Now let's take a look at the first section right here. There are 5 steps to the pre-writing practice in Module 3. Finding a subject, generating ideas on a more focused subject, organizing the ideas into key points, writing a thesis statement, and answering reflection questions. Now, the thesis statements were back in Module 2, so if you have to go back and review thesis statements or go back in your textbook and review thesis statements, no problem. But all your essays must have a thesis statement, okay? And then number 5, answering reflection questions, all right? So step 1 is finding a subject, and as you can see, you're going to practice the art of free writing. And for the first indented paragraph, select one of the following subjects. You're going to select saving money, nature, childhood fears, single or married life, movies, shopping, malls. You can do shopping in general if you want. You don't have to stick to a mall. Maybe like outlets. I don't know, whatever. Or maybe online shopping. You can do that too. Anything in the realm of shopping is cool. Schools, a new scientific discovery, or sports. Now, I know that sports is on the no list, if you've seen the no list. Right now, for this exercise, you can do anything. The no list is primarily for the essay topic. So right now, we're just practicing, so just choose one of those topics, okay? And it says, free write on the topic for 15 minutes. Now, you can type on the computer. You can get a brand new Microsoft Word document and go. You can just start typing, or you can take your nice pencil and handwrite, and if you handwrite anything, you can scan it as a PDF and throw it in to Moodle, okay? So that's step 1, and you're going to follow those directions. Step 2, generating details on a more focused subject. And right at the bottom of that page, it says clustering and brainstorming. All right. So you can do the bubble maps where you have all the different bubbles connected to each other. You can make some lists and clump them together. But what you're doing is you're taking the free write, the whole big mess that you just wrote right out of your head, and you're finding words and phrases and topics that kind of fit together. So if you're looking at the subject of shopping, you know, maybe you can organize shopping into malls, stores, individual stores in like a strip mall, chain stores, maybe like Walmart and Target, maybe specialty stores or boutiques. You can also organize shopping into the items themselves, shoes, dresses, tops, casual, and then maybe you can even go seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall outfits, winter, spring, summer, fall shoes, accessories, you know, makeup, I don't know. But find those common items to reorganize your topic, okay? Then you're going to, you know, read the directions. Step 3, organize your, organizing the ideas into key points about the topic. All right. Then you're going to go into a tentative outline. Please use the simple outline I have given on the Moodle shell, and your main categories, the ones with the Roman numerals, those will be, you know, your key organizational themes, like I was just talking about with shopping. Maybe you want to organize your outline with your main categories being summer attire, winter attire, spring attire, fall attire. Sorry if I repeated any of those. And then kind of brainstorm and organize again with an outline. So please grab your simple outline from the Moodle shell and reorganize, and you can use that formatting, okay? Step 4 is developing a thesis statement, and thesis statements were covered in Module 2, so if you need to go back and reorganize and reread and, you know, review thesis statements, make sure you do that. Also read the directions here on the pre-writing assignment. Step 5, you are going to answer those 2 questions for me, and it's just honest opinion, okay? And then you're going to submit these items for the actual graded assignment. Now, when I grade your paper, I'm not grading you on content, okay? I'm grading you on, you know, the process. Did you do the process, and did you do it well? You can't just jot down a couple words in a list and expect to get full credit. You have to elaborate. You have to think. You have to go above and beyond. You really have to brainstorm a lot of information on your subject matter. So I'm just looking for effective, efficient information. Of course, I'm not going to grade you for grammar on this, but I want to make sure all the steps are there. You've answered the reflection questions appropriately. You've developed 1 to 2 to 3 different thesis statements, or maybe one really great thesis statement for a paper. Let's, you know, pretend if you wrote this this topic into a paper. And just, I want to read your free writing and your brainstorming, okay? So again, you're taking a 15-minute free write, just anything out of your head. You can type it or handwrite it. Then you're taking the next step to reorganizing it into clusters, themes, individual topics, and then you are making another piece of organization with an outline, and then you're reflecting on the process, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. But pre-writing and free writing, pre-writing, brainstorming will never go away in this class, and you will do this process for each of the essays and the summary as well. You need to brainstorm on your summary components too. All right, if you have any questions, let me know, and you guys have a great day.